Hi everyone, this is me Shiv and welcome back to the Creative Zest. In this second part, we'll have a look at fine art wildlife photography and we'll also listen to things such as why and when should somebody print their images and lots of other interesting conversations. I'm pretty sure we are very excited to listen to the answers, so let's listen from Anup Shah himself.
Excellent question, because a lot of people, especially photographers I do meet, are confused about the two, documentary and fine art. A simple answer would be the word literal. If it is literal, it's documentary. If it is not, it's fine art. I want you to think about it. Rather than spoon feed you with an answer, think about it. Here's a clue. If it is not literal, will a person look again? If it's not literal, will it make the person think? Will it make the person feel? If I give further answers to this question, then I think I'll be doing the audience a disservice, because I will stop them from thinking the distinction between themselves. The steps I'm following are quite clear. From doing pure documentary work, initially for National Geographic magazine, I then went to hit the sweet spot between documentary and fine art, and now I'm well within the sphere of influence which is fine art. Simple answer, style. Elaboration. Suppose I say, I'm not sure about this, but suppose I do say that a lot of wildlife photographers are obsessed with equipment. What is the latest model? What is the latest telephoto lens? How big is your telephoto lens? I think you might end up in a blind alley there if you wanted to do wildlife fine art. If on the other hand you start thinking, what do I want to do? I want to express myself. Then you have to get away from equipment and ask yourself, what is your style? That's a short answer. Develop a style that expresses what you feel about wildlife, and then you begin your journey. That's a creative word. The answer doesn't come, here's a recipe. The whole wildlife fine art photography career is a journey. There are unique paths. Choose your own unique path based on your own unique experience. That's the only way to do it. Get away from equipment. The simple answer is human-centric. Let me explain that. 20-30 years ago, I think the audience was very outward-looking. The audience was fascinated by nature. The audience was discovering wildlife. Small aspects of animal behavior were interesting, and magazines were publishing this. People wanted to put on their walls pure pictures of the outdoors, of animals and so on. What has happened is that the world has become more inward-looking. The world has become more human-centric. The focus of audience is now on themselves. What's a good example of this? Selfies. I think that explains a lot, doesn't it? People want the camera to look at themselves. But the wider picture for the budding fine art photographer is this. The fine art world is now focusing on human impact on our environment, on our wildlife. So if you want to get into this, then you have to think of creative ways as to how you can illustrate these issues. Not by showing destruction, fires, poaching, but in an aesthetically pleasing way. That's the challenge. That's what's now going to grab the attention of curators and so on. A good example would be to juxtaposition. For example, show the high-rise buildings of Singapore with beautiful palm trees. Juxtaposition that with people walking on a secluded beachside. That's the kind of thing people are interested in, because now the focus has become human in wild environments. This was not what was grabbing people's attention some time ago. What a question. Actually, I love a question like this. The simple answer is this. I think photography is all about the print. Full stop. Now, ask yourself two questions. If you see somebody going through, let's say, Flickr or going through Facebook, count how long does that person look at a picture, or better still, in 1 second, how many pictures does that person see? You know the answer. Secondly, look at people's homes which have got paintings. Ask them how many times do they look at the painting? What do they admire? The brush strokes, the palette, the mix of colors, the texture that comes out. What was the painter trying to express? How does the frame blend with the print, the paper used, the matting board, the way the light falls on the picture? Ask yourself these things. Then ask the owner, do you look at the painting once and forget about it, like Flickr or Facebook? Or do you look at it again and again and again? Not every week, not every month, not every year, but throughout your life? And if the answer is yes, then you might want to think about what I say. Photography is the